And the tip-off is away, and we are underway here at Pepsi Arena in Quincy, Illinois. Ruffalo starting off with it here. Passes it off to Blair. Blair on the outside, Davis. Passes it over. And that ball goes out of bounds off of Will Gibson, and that'll be Truman State ball. Kingery will inbound it here over to Perinello. Lost ball there by Brown, but he's able to get it off to Kingery. Kingery back over to Brown. Brown for three, and it lands. Great shot there by Julian Brown to give the Truman State Bulldogs an early lead. Again, both teams kind of struggling with maintaining possession of the ball, but Truman State able to get on the board first. That one comes in, though, for the layup from Gibson. It's now 3-2. Both teams playing man defense right now. Perinello passes it off to Brown. Brown over to Bird. Brown has it now. Back over to Perinello. Perinello for three. Won't go. Rebound there by Blair the third. Gibson over in the corner with the ball. Passes all the way over. Back over to center. Shot for three. Won't go. Rebound there by the big man Bird. Perinello coming out with it. Passes out to Brown. Passes it into the paint to Bird. Bird back out. Found Anderson. Found to Brown. Brown again for three, and it will not go. Score remains 3-2. Gibson passes it over to Davis. Davis shot won't go. That was something that was really hurting Cedarville in the last game, was Davis not being able to shoot efficiently in the three. You hope that's not a sign of things to come. Brown back at the Kingery to Bird, to Perinello. Over to Bird. Bird in the paint. Bird the layup, and it goes in. I don't think it's hard to find where Emmanuel Bird is on the court. Man is 6'10". Gibson tried to pass, deflected, and it will stay with Cedarville. Tell Gibson was looking for Davis there, but good deflection by the Bulldogs. 17:34 left in the first half of play. Gonna do a little court maintenance here. Ruffalo, that's going to be the one throwing it in. He chalks one up right over there to Sam Johnson. Johnson over to Davis, back over to Gibson. Gibson on the out to Blair. Blair for three, will not go. It's Bird with the rebound. So far, you see again the struggles in the shot selection, making shots. Perinello passes off to Bird. Bird can't hold on to it. He's able to get back possession of it. Does the layup. Bird just pushes through for a layup. And officials do call a whistle here. Going to be called a delay a game here. Pass it on in. Cedarville trying to get something going here early. Johnson off to Gibson. Gibson passes it right back to Johnson. Johnson gonna go for the basket. And he's gonna be fouled there on the play. He'll go to the line for two. And they're gonna call the foul on Perinello. His first personal foul of the game. First free throw from Johnson is good. 7-3. Johnson's second will go. 7-4 now. Brown on the outside, passes it over to Bird. There'll be a foul called here.
I'm not sure why theirs has
So Parinello will go to the line. First foul called here on the Yellow Jackets is on number 3, Anthony Ruffalo. Shot goes in. So the and one for Parinello goes there. It is 10-4 now in favor of Truman State. Passes it over. Johnson over there in the corner. Passes it back on to Ruffalo. Ruffalo back to Davis. Gibson, ball gets batted away, but Gibson able to maintain possession. Davis, Johnson with the layup. It goes in. 10-6 now the score. Parinello passes it out to Anderson. Bird. Bird over to Brown now. Brown with Johnson. Johnson covering Brown. Brown coming in. Johnson tries to block, but it won't go. Brown will get the shot in. (12-6) now the score. Gibson to Johnson. Johnson coming on in the paint. Got two Bulldogs right there. Good defense there by the Bulldogs. Parinello, and there's going to be a foul there. Parinello seemingly trucking over Davis. And we're going to have a media timeout here. Inbound comes in. It'll be Parinello who takes the ball here. And actually in the game now for the Bulldogs is number 24, Marquise Carver-Smith. Parinello over to Brown. Brown's been doing a good showing here so far. Anderson back out to Parinello. Parinello going in, going for a shot. Shot won't go. Batted around, but it's Carver-Smith who gets it out to Parinello. Lob pass from Brown. Bird gets it. Bird takes the shot. Will not go. Rebound there by Jonathan Whiteside. Whiteside passes it out. Ruffalo for three. He's got it. Score is 12-9 here. It's a bit over 14 minutes left. Bird gets it here. Passes it off to Parinello. Parinello going in for the shot. For the drive. Won't go. Now the second chance will. It is 14-9 now. Pass back out there to Harmison. Johnson passes out to Whiteside. Whiteside with the layup, and it goes in. Cedarville showing life after that media timeout. Both teams waiting for substitutions in the wings here. Parinello, bobbing and weaving, gets it back out to Brown. Brown gonna make the drive. Goes for a shot, gets blocked. Bird with the shot, and it goes off the basket, the backboard and in, and it's 16-11 now in favor of the Bulldogs. Ruffalo to Whiteside, back out to Ruffalo. Ruffalo to Davis. Davis takes in the paint to Whiteside. Whiteside just going to take the shot. Will not go, and it's Emmanuel Bird with the rebound, the big fella. That was Anderson. Goes off Carver Smith. But Smith's able to get back. Perinello. Fade away. Will not go. And it'll be Jalen Davis with the rebound. Whiteside directing traffic here, trying to get his guys in position. Trying to execute the game plan that they got. It's Johnson over the corner. Long pass to Davis. Over in the corner. Find Harrison. He went for it, and there's going to be a foul called on the play. It'll be a shooting foul. Troy Anderson will get called for the foul there. Send Cedarville's number 2, Mikhail Harmison. Mikhail Harmison going to the line now. 12:01 left, 16-11 in favor of Truman State. First shot away, and it's good. One thing I always say about the game of basketball is that it's always overlooked about free throws. You don't think about it until near the end of the game, especially in a close affair where it's like, oh man, we missed this many free throws. If we just make that, that changes the entire complexion of the game. So never sleep, even on early free throws, never ever sleep on them. Harmison with his second free throw, and it goes. Cuts the lead, the deficit to 3. Perinello got double teamed there. Pass, a long, deep pass there. And it's going to be tipped, thrown back in. Truman State's got it. Shot for 3. It goes. Javon Byers for 3 there. It's now 19-13. Great shot there by Byers. Was wide open. Took the shot. Makes it. Gives his team now a 6-point lead. Back out to the outside for 3. That one won't go. It's Blair the third who gets it. Corner shot. That one goes in there for Harmison for 3. Back and forth these two teams go. Truman State, though, has been able to hold on to the lead so far for almost this entire first half so far. We're almost at the halfway point, just a bit under 11 minutes. Driving in. Ball poked away, and it's taken there. Blair's got it. Passes it all over to Blanton. That one's for 3 from Harmison. That one won't go, though. The rebound comes there by the Bulldogs. Number 33, Brennan Levette. Pass out to the outside for 3. That one's gonna go there for Marquise Carver Smith. Cedarville now trying to slow down the tempo. Looked like there for a bit. Whiteside there. Got the pass to Blanton. Drew Blanton passes out to Whiteside. Whiteside going in. Pass back out for 3. It goes. Jordan Jonathan. Both teams exchanging threes right now. Justin Duff here with the ball. Duff passes out to Carver Smith. Smith at the top. Purnell now with it. Purnell passes it in. He's trying to find Levette. It will be deflected there. And we're going to have another media timeout. The Truman State Bulldogs still lead the Cedarville Yellow Jackets by a score of 22-19 with 9 out, but he's back on the court right now. And I think Truman State is going to have to lean on him. He's been doing really well. Julian Brown also, he's gotten a 3 today. He's 2 for 3 for shooting, got 5 of the points. Cedarville, though, will not go away. Pass in there, deflected, and it's going to go out on Truman State. It was Duff trying to come down with it, but it just deflected off his left hand and went out of bounds, and now Cedarville's got it. Coach Jones directing traffic. Gibson's got it. Gibson passes it back out. Goes right back to Gibson. Gibson's been a huge rebounder. Tries to find Jonathan, and it's going to be a kicked ball here. Kicked ball will keep it down there. Cedarville having the ball still. Gibson to Jonathan. Back into Harmison. Gives it to Blanton. Gibson now with it. Gibson taking a three. Won't go. A fight for the ball. And it's Parinello of the Bulldogs who comes up with it, and he's charging down the court. Passes it over to his teammate. Bird's now got it. The big man Bird going, and there's going to be a foul called here. And it's going to be called on Cedarville here. It's called on Will Gibson, his first foul of the game. It's the third foul called against Cedarville in this half. Parinello will inbound it here. Bird's got it, passes it out to Duff, to Parinello. Blanton guarding Parinello here. Cedarville playing man. Parinello back out for three, won't go. Gibson got the rebound, beating out Bird. Passes out to an open Johnson. Johnson in the paint, trying to find a look, trying to find some. Chucks a prayer, Harmison able to deflect it down, gets out to Davis. Good awareness there by Harmison, knowing he couldn't come down with it, so he's going to pass off his teammate. Davis takes the shot, won't go. Second attempt, won't go. Stays 22-19 in favor of Truman State. Both teams playing a very fast tempo right now. Shot for three, won't go. The shot was taken there by Byers. He's got 1 3 already today. Davis charging up court here for the Yellow Jackets. Davis takes the mid-range shot, won't go, and it's going to deflect off of Parinello. And Cedarville hold on to possession when we come back. Another quick media timeout. It remains 22-19, favor of Truman State with 7:53 left said before the break. Ball went last off Parinello out of bounds, so while Cedarville thought originally they were going to lose possession, they got it right back. Inbounding it here is going to be Anthony Ruffalo. Ruffalo chucks one up to Blair the third. And now a foul is going to be called. Reach in there on number 2, Troy Anderson. It's Troy Anderson's second personal foul. Truman State's third. Blair the third will inbound it here. Tosses it on into Ruffalo. Ruffalo on the Gibson. Goes on the inside to Ruffalo. Was stolen away. Kingery stormed downfield to Parinello. Parinello takes his basket, and there's going to be a blocking foul called. Will be called on number 15. Will Gibson will be his second personal foul, and it's the 4th foul called against Cedarville. Ja'Kai Parinello will go to the line now for 2. Jonathan Whiteside getting ready to come in here for the Yellow Jackets on the substitution. Parinello makes his first free throw. It's 23-19. Will Gibson coming on out here. Gonna get a little breather. Now waiting in the wings for the Bulldogs in a substitution is number 13, Julian Brown. Parinello's second will go. 24-19 now. Parinello's coming out of the game in favor of Brown, and now Bird's going to be coming in for a substitution here in favor of Lovett. Coach Jones didn't like the additional substitution being allowed there, but Bird's out there nonetheless. Ruffalo right now with the ball. Dodger Weaving passes it out to Davis. Whiteside now. Blair to Johnson. Johnson's got 2 men on, but he's able to get free. Take a shot, won't go. And it's going to go in the favor of the Bulldogs. Storming downfield here is Byers. Javion Byers to Bird. Bird back on out to Anderson. To Brown. To Kingery for 3. Will not go. And Blair now with the ball off the rebound. Ruffalo now with Whiteside. Ruffalo for 3. And that one lands. Cuts the deficit to 2. Brown passes off to Byers. Byers now off to Kingery. Brown now, Bird. Whiteside covering Bird. Gets it to Byers. Byers has done a good job off the bench today. Gets it back out to Brown. Bird. Bulldogs. Only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. They got to make a shot here. Byers for 3, and that one goes. How do you respond to a 3 from the opposing side? Shoot a 3 of your own and make it. It's 27-22, Bulldog lead. Whiteside comes storming, shoots it, won't go. Bird with the rebound. Byers storming down the court. Loses possession, poked away, but his teammate Brown able to get back possession of it. Now Brown gets it to Bird. Brown goes for 3. He's got it. 30-22 now. Man, after that last minute timeout, things just going right now for the Bulldogs. How are the Yellow Jackets going to respond? Ruffalo back out to Johnson. Ruffalo now again with it. Blair. Only 7 seconds left in the shot clock. Cedarville running out of time. Davis takes a shot. Won't go. And they're going to call a whistle there and point that it's a foul there on the Yellow Jackets, and it'll be Truman State ball. Jonathan Whiteside gets called there for a foul. It's the 5th foul now called on the Yellow Jackets. Mikhail Harmison coming in here for the Yellow Jackets. Whiteside coming on out. Kingery passes it on to Brown. Brown lost position. Able to get right back though. Carnello out to Anderson. Back to Brown. Anderson gets it in over to the big man Bird. He's got Sam Johnson covering. Bird taking a shot, and that one will go in, and it's an and one. Just what the doctor ordered. Now there's a substitution here as Cedarville subs out Jalen Davis in favor of number 10, Drew Blanton. Again, you gotta love what you're seeing if you're a Truman State Bulldogs fan. They've been on a good run here as of late. Bird's free throw will go right in there. 11-point lead now for the Bulldog, largest of the game so far on either side. Ruffalo passes it over to Johnson, back out to Ruffalo. Ruffalo gonna take a 3. That one goes right in there. Nothing but net. Parnell now on the outside. Driving over towards the basket. And the whistle's gonna be called, and it will be a foul here on number 10, Drew Blanton. Blanton's first, and it's the 7th team foul against Cedarville. And just a note, Truman State does have the bonus now, so regardless of the foul now, they would get a 1-and-1 free throw attempt. So it's very important with these last 4:32 left in the first half. But Truman State's gonna have that opportunity. It's Parinello now with the free throws. First one does not go in as after it bounces around for a little bit. First missed free throw of the day for the Bulldogs. It's Perinello's first miss. He's now 3 for 4. It will be his 5th free throw of the day. That one will go. Now makes it a 9-point lead with about 4:30 left. Johnson over in the corner. He's got Bird blocking him. Johnson able to get out to Blair. Blair gets it out to Harmison. Harmison for 3. Will not go. Brown coming in with a head of steam. And it just bounces off the fingertips of Perinello. He loses control of it, and Cedarville will get the ball right back. Nine-point lead in favor of the Bulldogs. Cedarville trying to cut back in the steps to get themselves back in it right here. Johnson passes out to Blair. Blair driving to the basket. Blair with the shot. It will go after a few bounces. But again, now this is the big part. Cedarville, when they begin baskets, unfortunately, they've been allowing Truman State to answer right back with a 2 or 3 of their own. Got to lock down, play shut down defense here. Ball taken away by Johnson. Ruffalo passes it out, and that is Harmison. He drives it in with the layup. It's now down to 5 like that. That's the defense that Cedarville's got to be playing. Taking away, giving themselves chances, and getting those points off the turnovers. That's key right now in this game. Perinello looking for someone to pass it to. Chooses to take it himself. He's driving to the basket, takes the shot, won't go. And the rebound's going to be on the defensive side for Johnson. Blanton trying to run down the court there. It's deflected by, I think that's Julian Brown. He goes flying into the stands. Gotta hope he's okay. And we're going to have a media timeout with 3:08 left in the first half. Neither team wanted to give up or give the other. The point to note is that they have kind of been struggling a bit from the shooting. They're only 10 for 24 on shots today, 5 for 12 from 3. So just shooting a bit under 50% when it comes to threes and a bit under when it comes to total shots in general. So they're going to have to lock down when it comes to those shots. Harmison passes in Ruffalo. Ruffalo got almost poked away there by Byers, but Ruffalo able to maintain possession. Passes it over to Johnson. 3 minutes left. Johnson to Harmison. And now a foul is going to be called here on Truman State. It'll be called on Ja'Kai Perinello. It'll be his 2nd personal foul of the day, and it'll be the 4th team foul at Truman State. Again, that's one guy, if you're Truman State, you don't want to lose. It's Perinello, leading scorer in the last game. Ruffalo driving the basket, passes it out to Blanton. Blanton now to Harmison, to Blair. Over there in the corner, shot taken by Johnson. That one will go, and the deficit is now only 3. Again, got to give credit to Cedarville. They have been fighting back since being down 11, and they're not giving an inch anymore. Not even a centimeter while we're at it. Perinello driving to the basket. He takes a shot, and there will be a late whistle there, and it will be a foul called there on number 11, Sam Johnson. Johnson's 2nd personal foul. It'll be the 8th for Cedarville, and because it is a shooting foul, that will send Perinello to the line for 2. He's been shooting the most free throws in this game so far. He's right now shot 5. After this, after this one, he'll have 6. In total, would have 7 when he's done. But here we go. That one goes. And again, free throw misses are going to happen here and there, but you just got to limit it. And Perinello has done a very good job so far of when he's been at the free throw line, he's making those shots. That's the one thing for Cedarville. I mean, honestly, that's not the strategy to send him to the line, but I would say he's probably one of the last ones I want to send to the line with how good he's been shooting on those free throws. Perinello ready. And that one goes. It's only back to a 5-point lead. Correction, is a 5-point lead. Just a bit over 2:20 left in the half. Whiteside now with it. Davis was coming in hot, and there's going to be a whistle, and there's going to be a foul called here on the Bulldogs. It'll be called on Justin Duff, the Bulldogs, his first. It's the 5th for the team. So any more fouls, and that would send Cedarville to the line. Whiteside receives it from Jonathan, gives it to Davis. Davis has got 3 men right there with him. Ruffalo. Byers right now right on Ruffalo. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Whiteside to the basket. Shot, and it goes in, and an and one. Cedarville bench is standing up. They're loving it right now. Marquise Carver-Smith coming here for Drew Kingery. 1:56 left. Truman State 36, Cedarville 33. Whiteside looking to cut even further into that deficit. And with that foul, both teams will have free throws the rest of the way on a foul. Whiteside takes the free throw. That one won't go, and it's rebounded there by Bird. 3-point lead here for the Bulldogs. Duff with it on the outside, gets it off the big man Bird. Back out to Duff. Duff to Bird. Bird faking a pass, but this time he gets it over to Byers. Byers to Brown. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. They're running out of time. Bird right there with Whiteside. Bird gets away from it, and the foul will be called there on number 7, Jonathan Whiteside. Correction, they're going to call it on number 3, Anthony Ruffalo. It's Ruffalo's 2nd personal foul, and it is the team's 9th. Bird back to the line. And that one goes. Again, I was talking about him before the game. I think if you give Emmanuel Bird more time on that in this game, he's going to be putting points up for you. Well, he's doing just that. He's right now the only Bulldog with double-digit points. Glad to see that they decided to give him more playing time. A little confusion here. And after that brief intermission, we're back in the resuming of play. Bird's 2nd free throw will go. He's shooting 100% from the free throw line, 3 for 3 now. He's got a total of 13 points on the day. Just a bit over 1:20 left in the half. 5-point lead. Goes on the inside paint there to Davis. Davis passes it back out. That one goes out to Jonathan. Jonathan over to Whiteside. The big fella's got Bulldogs all around him. Davis. That one goes out for 3. That one goes. Jordan Jonathan. And it's a 2-point lead now. We're in the final minute of the first half. My God. I told you folks we were in for a good one. Indeed we are. Brown to Byers. Byers for 3. Won't go. Rebound from Bird. Bird to Duff. Duff takes a shot. That one won't go, and it's Jonathan Whiteside with the defensive rebound. Gives out to Davis. Cedarville trying to at least get a tie the game here. Maybe take the lead if they get an open 3. Davis driving to the basket. Davis takes a shot, and that one goes in. We're tied. Whistle blown with 21.1 seconds left in the first half. Cedarville's bench is fired up. Both teams like heavyweights in a boxing matchup. Blow for blow, back and forth. Neither one to give an edge. Carver-Smith throws it in there to Perinello. Got to assume Truman State's going to hold this till the final buzzer. It's Jonathan there on Perinello. 7 seconds left. Perinello. He's going to take it himself all the way to the basket. Drives. Bird. And he gets the buzzer beater. Great pass there from Perinello. Gone back and forth all game long. Can't sleep on either of them. They've been showing really good promise here early in the season. And we are now started. Perinello starts out with it here on offense. Able to get it out to Brown. Bird. Bird, the leading scorer of the game, the 6'10" man, driving to the basket, can't get it going. Deflected in the air, and they're going to say he'll stay down here with Cedarville. Correction, with Truman State. Correction. so used to how we were doing it in the first half, unfortunately. But pass out to Brown. Brown for three. Oh, go. Deflected by Davis, gets out to Gibson, and that's deflected, and that one's going to go right back to Truman State. Now that is right there what you cannot have if you're Cedarville, because that was what doomed them in their last game against Quincy, was turning the ball over, and they did a good job in the first half of that, but not a good sign that that's how you start out the second half. But still plenty of time to play, only a 2-point deficit, nothing to panic about. Brown now out here. Parinello, and there will be a foul called here on Cedarville. Called on number 3, Anthony Ruffalo. Ruffalo's third personal foul. It's the first foul of the team for this specific half. One thing you got to be worried about, especially in the second half play, is foul trouble. And with Ruffalo now having 3, he's only got one more foul to spare before he's fouled out. So you just got to be careful about that if you are Cedarville. Parinello now has it up here. Bird with it, passes it to Brown. Taken away here by Blair. Blair the third passes it back out and misses Blanton, and that's going to go back Truman State's direction. Again, within 1 minute of the second half, Cedarville has already allowed 2 turnovers when they only allowed 4 in the last half. So one thing they got to focus on, like they did in the first half, is protect the ball and try to give themselves a chance in this game. Pass back to Bird from Anderson. Bird takes the shot. Bird makes it go in. Manuel Bird now, that puts him at 17 points in this game. Bird having a showcase here for himself. Blair out to Johnson. Gibson now. It's Davis. Davis back out to Johnson. Johnson for 3. Won't go. Davis with their offensive rebound. Davis with the shot. That one goes in. Deficit back to 2. Again, right there, that's a big chance as well. Those second half chances. Davis liked the shot he had, and he took it, and it paid off for him. Parinello. Bird open for 3. Emmanuel Bird with a huge 3, putting himself at 20 points for the day. Have yourself a day, Emmanuel Bird. Not every day you see a 6'10" man shooting 3s, but Emmanuel Bird showing us all that it can be done. Davis, Blanton to Gibson. Gibson on the far end to Blair. Blair for 3. He answers back with a 3 of his own. Back down to 2. Parinello trying to slow down the tempo here, get something going. Both teams starting out hot here. It's just been that turnover that's been the turnovers that have been the difference. Parinello, he's driving to the basket. He takes a shot. He gets fouled on it, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's a foul on Cedarville's number 10, Drew Blanton. Blanton's second personal foul, and it'll be the second team foul for Cedarville of the second half. Parinello goes to the line. Parinello's been very efficient from free throws. He's 6 for 7 on the day. See what he can do here. The crowd goes dead silent. Shot will go. 7 for 8 now from the line.
Drew, you got 13, say it. You got 3.
Parinello back to the line. Taking his time before he takes the free throws. And that one goes in. Now it's a 47-43 lead for the Bulldogs with about just a bit over 17-10 left to play in the second half. Blanton there, passes it over to Gibson. Gibson to Johnson on the outside. Johnson going to drive into the basket. He takes a shot, and he gets it in, and he gets another free throw while he's at it. Foul called on number 0, Drew Kingery of Truman State. It's Kingery's first personal foul, first foul on Truman State for this half. Jonathan Whiteside comes in for Cedarville here, and relieving number 15, Will Gibson. Sam Johnson, though, goes to the line. Johnson currently 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Cedarville overall 4 for 5 from it. Johnson sinks it in. It's only a 1-point game here with 17 minutes left to play. Long pass over to Anderson from Perinello. He has a long pass himself to Brown. Brown comes in, the guns a-blazing. And Emmanuel Bird with a slam. Hello, goodbye. And it's back to a 3-point game. Johnson back out to Blanton, and that one is going to be a travel called on Cedarville. And now Truman State's going to get the ball right back, and you heard on that dunk, when Bird dunked that ball, that bench of Truman State exploded. They are all hyped up. Perinello getting double teamed right now by Johnson. Whiteside loses the ball. Was able to get to Anderson. Back out to big man Bird. To Brown. And a foul is going to be called here. I think that's going to be on number 10, Drew Blanton, and it is. Blanton, it's going to be his 3rd personal foul. Again, got to watch foul trouble here for the last 16, 17 in this game. And coming in now for Blanton will be number 9, Jordan Jonathan. Throw in about to come about. Perinello, he throws it into big man Bird. Anderson on the outside to Perinello. Perinello trying to drive to the basket. 3 men right there. And there's going to be a jump ball here. And it's going to go in favor of Cedarville here. Good job on the defense there. That's one thing I will give Cedarville credit on the defensive side of the ball. They have done a good job shutting Perinello down when it comes to normal shots. Yes, he's been getting free throw chances. But when it comes to actually shooting the ball, not in free throw situations, Cedarville's done a great job of locking him down when it comes to that. But Davis shoots a 3. That one goes, and we're tied. That's a man that Cedarville needs to get hot. He was their leading scorer last year, and they need him to get hot to have success this season. It's tied at 49 here with just a bit over 15:40 left to play. Perinello driving to the basket. Perinello, it's blocked. Rebound here by Carver Smith. Carver Smith, he makes the rebound and the score. Marquise Carver Smith, a big basket there. 51-49. I'm sorry if you had the over-under under 100 here, because unfortunately for you, you just would have lost on that bet. Jonathan Whiteside. And there's going to be a foul, and it's going to be called on Cedarville. It's going to be called there on number 7, Jonathan Whiteside, his 2nd foul, and it's the team's 4th. And there's going to be a media timeout with 20 on the day. Pass in goes here to Perinello from Carver Smith. Pass out, Julian Brown. Brown comes driving in, and that's a huge block there by Davis, but a rebound by Byers. Carver Smith now to Perinello. Perinello gonna drive to the basket, and that one goes in. Jordan Jonathan now up the court. Mikhail Harmison now to Jalen Davis. Gibson. Jonathan, and now the whistle will be blown, and there's going to be a foul now. And they're going to call it on number 24, Marquise Carver Smith. Carver Smith's 1st personal foul. It's his team's 2nd. The inbound will come from Jonathan. Jonathan passes it over to Davis. Davis going into the paint here. Davis passes out to Gibson. Gibson driving in. And another foul is going to be called here on Truman State. It's going to be called on number 33 of the Bulldogs, Brennan Levette. It's his 1st personal foul. It's the team's 3rd of the half. And once again, it'll be Jordan Jonathan to inbound it here. Try to find his open man. Jonathan gonna quickly pass it to Sam Johnson. Johnson. Covered by Carver Smith. He passes it over to Harmison. Now to Davis. Jonathan. Gibson. Gibson on Levette. Gonna take it in. Takes the shot. Won't go. Cedarville looking for a foul. Won't get one. Brown comes charging down for the Bulldogs. Brown taking it to the basket. He gets fouled on the shot. And he will get 2 free throws, and they're going to call that foul on number 2, Mikhail Harmison. Harmison, that's his first personal foul, the team's 5th. Now they got to be careful because the next foul committed will send Truman State to the line for the rest of the second half. So you got to be careful here if you are Cedarville. But Brown going to the line here for the first time today. His first free throw will not go. Again, with how much these two have been going back and forth, you really can't afford those misses right now. So it's very important that he gets that second one. Brown does make the second one, though, so it is a 5-point game. Emmanuel Bird comes back into the game in favor of number 33, Brennan Levette.
Yep, just a little bit off.
Jordan Jonathan coming up here. Jonathan comes charging up. He's got Bird and Duff on him. Gibson's open. Bird with the interception there to take the ball away. Byers to Brown. To Bird, to Brown. Bird once again. Bird trying to come on in here. He's in the paint. Takes a shot. It looks like that was tipped. Jordan Jonathan comes storming down the court. Gibson gets the ball. Gibson passes it back out. Johnson's there. Johnson going to storm towards the basket. Jonathan takes the shot, and it goes. It is now a 3-point game. Whoa, almost hit the official there on that pass. Byers able to get it, though. Duff over to Byers. Byers takes the shot. Won't go. Johnson with the rebound. Cedarville's got it back. Jonathan, Gibson. And they're going to take a blocking foul on that play. Coach Rob Jones is fired up. And they will get the basket, so it's a chance for an and one here and a chance to tie the game. Will Gibson. Lordy Lord, what a good game we have here, folks. But it's a big free throw coming up here. But right here, this is where like Cedarville has been in prime advantage when it's been the bench. The bench has been doing very well for them, especially in comparison when it comes to Truman State. They're doing much better when it comes to scoring off the bench, so it's really important that Cedarville continues to do so. Just trying to get the court, though, in this brief intermission, the best possible shape it can be. So with 12:49 left in the second half, it's a 1-point game, but Gibson about to take the free throw. And he gets it, and we're tied. There'll be some substitutions coming here for both squads. It'll be Drew Kingery for the Truman State Bulldogs. Throw it in. He gets it over to Julian Brown. Brown with a lob pass over to Parinello. Ja'Kai Parinello passes back over to Brown. Brown's got Whiteside right on him. Lob pass to Parinello. And then there's going to be a foul called here on the Truman State Bulldogs. And the ball's going to head right back over to the Cedarville Yellow Jackets. Coach Mike Worley of the Bulldogs does not like that call, though. But it's a huge one. Cedarville seemingly has all the momentum right now. Now the officials seem like they're going to come together for a discussion or not. Worley asking if that penalty's challengeable. Seems like they called that foul a number. Can't quite tell you on that one. Throw in coming here from Harmison over to Jonathan. Jordan Jonathan trying to get them the lead. Pass back out to Blair the third. Pass to Jonathan. Pass in the corner to Harmison. Does not go. Blair back out to Davis. Back out to Blair. Blair for three. Does not go, and it's Emmanuel Bird with the rebound. Quick pass over to Brown. Brown to Bird. Back to Brown. Brown driving to the basket, takes the shot, will not go. Emmanuel Bird the rebound, and he gets it and one. Emmanuel Bird, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be called on number 24, Curtis Blair, the third. His first personal foul, and it's the sixth team foul for Cedarville, and that means the rest of the way there's going to be a bonus for Truman State. They'll have free throws the rest of the way out on any type of foul. So now you gotta be very careful if you Cedarville, but when it comes to the late portion of the games, that might benefit you. Because then if you're desperate and you're looking for fouls to keep the time on the clock, you have that right there. Bird misses the free throw. That's not what you want to see if you're a Bulldogs fan. Jonathan back out to Ruffalo, to Blair. Back out to Johnson in the corner. Ruffalo to Whiteside. Whiteside gonna pass it over to Blair. Blair the third, going to the paint. Only got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 7 seconds. Someone's gotta take a shot. 5 seconds. Whiteside for three. Does not go. Deflected, and it's gonna go in Truman State's direction. Bulldogs lead by 2 here with just a bit over 11:20 left in this game. Bird all the way out to Brown. Brown gonna drive towards the basket. He takes a mid-range shot. That one goes. 4-point lead now for the Truman State Bulldogs over the Cedarville Yellow Jackets, but just a bit over 11 minutes left to play in this game. Johnson to Ruffalo. Back to Johnson here on the outs. Johnson loses control of it, and it's going to go right back to Truman State. And we'll have an immediate timeout with 10:52 left to go in the second half. The Truman State Bulldogs lead 58. As we get back to play here, Truman State will inbound it from Drew Kingery. It's Parinello who gets the ball here. Just going to take it slowly up the court. Try to get the play he wants, the tempo they want. Brown to Byers. Back out to Parinello. Parinello, fadeaway shot. That one goes, and the one. Momentum swinging towards Truman State's way, but again, this has been the part of the game where Truman State has done well. If you look, both teams have all their starters out there. And that's where Truman State has been successful. Cedarville has been more successful when it comes to the bench, but when it comes to the starters, that has been Truman State's cake and butter right here. I shouldn't say cake and butter, bread and butter, my mistake on the expression. But Parinello does miss the free throw. That does allow Cedarville to get back the ball here. Down 6. Gibson passes it out. Here comes Johnson. Johnson off the backboard and in. That's going to cut the deficit to 4. Just a bit over 10 minutes left in the game. Byers goes out to Brown. Bird now with it. Passes back out to Parinello. Bird heading on the inside. Bird wide open. Bird gets in there and gets the basket. I think we'll be seeing a lot more of Emmanuel Bird in future Truman State games. I just have a feeling about it. Clears Blair, passes it over to Ruffalo, to Jalen Davis, to Will Gibson. Gibson to a wide open Johnson. Byers able to pick him up there quickly to prevent an open 3. Gibson Gibson trying to drive the basket, only got 9 seconds. Davis wide open for three, does not go. And it's going to be Emmanuel Bird there with the rebound as he passes over to number 3, Ja'Kai Parinello. 62-56 the score in favor of Truman State. Just a bit over 9 minutes left in the game. Parinello driving to the basket. Parinello, fadeaway shot. That one will go, and it's now an 8-point lead for Truman State. Largest lead of the game has been Truman State's 11 that they had as late as 5:03 in the first half, and they're trying to get back there. Ruffalo with a Hail Mary three will not go. Parinello storming down the court. Parinello, jump shot. That one goes. 10-point lead for the Truman State Bulldogs. And there's going to be a timeout called by the Cedarville Yellow Jackets, and it's much, much needed. 8:37 left in the second half. Truman State 66, Cedarville 56. We're going to take another quick break here. And when we come back, it'll be Curtis Blair III to inbound it here for Cedarville. Blair passes it over to Ruffalo. Ruffalo now goes up towards Davis. Davis now over at midcourt. Bobbing and weaving past Parinello. Gibson's there. Gibson going to go into the paint. Gibson with Levette in his face. Blocked by Levette, but Blair gets it. Blair takes the shot, and there will be a foul called on the play. It's going to be called on number 33, Brennan Lovett. Lovett's second personal foul of the game. It's the 5th team foul for the Truman State Bulldogs. Blair will go to the line here for 2 of them. He makes the first. Lead is now 9. Blair's second. That one will go as well. 8-point lead now for the Bulldogs of Truman State. Parinello taking his time up the court, passes it over to Julian Brown on the far side. Now he gets to Anderson. Parinello now with it. Ja'Kai Parinello. Parinello bobbing and weaving, takes a shot. Never a doubt there, folks. Back to 10-point lead. Ruffalo storming down the court. Passes over in the corner there to Sam Johnson. Johnson back over the top to Blair. Gibson now with it. Inside to Davis. And there's going to be a foul call there on the Truman State Bulldogs. It's going to be called on Ja'Kai Parinello. It's Parinello's 3rd personal foul. It's the 6th foul on Truman State in this half. 7:46 left, and now we have a media timeout with 7:46 left to play. Truman State 68, Cedarville 58. Truman State. This will send Cedarville to the line for 2, more specifically number 0, Jalen Davis. First shot for Davis is in. And that one goes, so both free throws go. Deficit cut back down to 8 once again. Parinello on the outside, passes over to Anderson. Pass over to Brown. Back to Parinello, going there for the screen from Brown. Anderson back to Brown. Now to Lovett. Brown with it again. Brown run towards the basket. It's going to go off of the foot of Jonathan Whiteside. Will remain Truman State ball.
Sam, connect. Coming out, Sam.
Parinello passing over to Lovett. Back out to Anderson. And now a whistle's going to be called, and it's going to be Cedarville ball on the foul. It'll be a foul on number 24, Marquise Carver-Smith. Carver-Smith, that's his 2nd personal foul. It's the 7th team foul of Truman State. Curtis Blair, the 3rd, going to pass it in here. Big chance here for Cedarville to try to get right back into it. This is where Cedarville has to capitalize. Both teams have free throws the rest of the way with the bonus. Davis passes over to Ruffalo. Ruffalo on the outside. Blair the third for three. Won't go. And it's going to be rebounded by Carver Smith. Smith going to decide to run it in. No, he's not. He's going to pass it back out to Brown. Bit under 7 minutes left. Parinello. Love it. Brown now. Carver Smith going to take it to the basket, and he's going to get it and one. Chance to tie for the largest lead of the game with this upcoming free throw here from Marquise Carver Smith. It's number 15, Will Gibson, who is called for the foul. It's his third, and it's the team's 8th. Carver Smith makes the shot, does not go in, but a rebound by Lovett. 6:30 left to play, 10-point lead for Truman State. Three for Anderson, bang! 73-60 now in favor of Truman State. Gibson out to Blair the third. Blair the third tries to go for a shot, won't go. Johnson gets the ball. Johnson shoots it. That one goes in. 11-point lead. Truman off that last score of theirs. Got the largest lead of the game at 13. Whistle will be blown, and it looks like it's going to be a timeout called by Truman State here. 5:58 left to play. The Truman State Bulldogs 73, the Cedarville Yellow Jackets 62. We're going to take a quick back to action half. The Truman State timeout. Both teams only have 2 timeouts left here with 5:58 left. Truman State leads by 11. Carver Smith passes it over to Parinello. Anderson passes it to Brown. Brown wide open for three. Does not go. Ruffalo. Ruffalo over to Davis. Davis for three. His won't go either, and Bird with the rebound for the Bulldogs. Parinello taking his time after he passes it over to Anderson. Bird now up atop. Now to Brown. Brown driving to the basket, passes it inside. There's Carver Smith, and he got it. Marquise Carver Smith gives back the 13-point lead to the Bulldogs. Tied for the largest lead of the game. Davis now. Harmison now with Whiteside up there. Davis going to try to take it to the rim. There will be a foul call, but it won't be an and one. Bell did not go in. So it'll be 2 here for number 0, Jalen Davis. Marquise Carver Smith will be the one who the foul is called on. His third. And it's the Bulldogs' 8th team foul. 4:45 left in the half. Davis's first free throw will go, and it's good. Davis's second free throw is on the way and good. Back to 11-point lead. Coming in will be Jordan Jonathan in favor of Jalen Davis. 4:45 left to play. 75-64 your score in favor of Truman State. Carver Smith passes it into Parinello. Parinello, the long throw over there to the wide open Brown. Parinello up top here. Ruffalo in his face. Both teams played man coverage a lot in this game. Parinello, Ruffalo. Parinello takes his shot. That won't go. Rebound there by Whiteside. Though Parinello's not giving Whiteside any breathing room, but able to get over to Jonathan. Ruffalo for three. He's got it. 8-point game now. Carver Smith over on to Brown. Brown's got Whiteside and Ruffalo there with him. They're able to trying to escape. Brown to Anderson. Anderson passes it in to Carver Smith. There, dunks it in. Officials blew the whistle. And welcome back, folks, here on the GLVC Sports Network. Final 3:51 here to play. Truman State Bulldogs lead the Cedarville Yellow Jackets by a score 77-67. There's time for Cedarville to come back. The time is now. Because of the technical on Carver Smith, Ruffalo's going to get a couple free throws. He makes the first. Makes the free throw. Now they're going to get the ball. So now it's a 9-point lead. Again, it's kind of one of those situations where you just can't let your emotions get the best of you. Even if you hit a huge dunk and you put your team up high, can't let your emotions get the best of you in that situation because you don't want to give in these final few minutes the other team life. Or put a drive on them that, hey, they don't respect us. They aren't going to take us seriously. Ruffalo passes it out to Jonathan. Jonathan to Blair. Blair goes over to Jonathan. Whiteside now, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Armisen, 5 seconds left. Somebody's got to take a shot. Jonathan, and there's going to be a foul called on the Bulldogs here. It'll be their 10th team foul, meaning bonus plus the rest of the way for the Yellow Jackets. Correction, the 9th team foul on the Bulldogs. A correction on that. So they won't have the bonus plus quite yet. But Jordan Jonathan takes his free throws. He makes that one. Deficit now is 8. Byers coming in for Parinello for the Bulldogs. And that one goes in for Jonathan. It's a 7-point game now. Still 3:24 left. Blair coming off the court. Julian Brown coming down there. Jordan Jonathan in his face. Brown taking his time. Brown weaving and diving. Byers trying to get a shot. Tries to take one. Wide open for three is Kingery. Does not go. Bird trying to rebound. He does. And there's going to be a foul, it looks like, called. And it will be one called on Cedarville here. That will be their 9th team foul. It's going to be called on number 11, Sam Johnson. It's his 4th personal foul. Again, the team's 9th. 2:56 left, 7-point game. This is where your free throws really do matter. And where you look back on it, this is the big free throws. You're getting at the very end of the game. These are the free throws you got to make. Bird's been efficient in that category, though, when it comes to free throws, and he still is. Makes that one there. He's now 4 for 5 on free throws. That's 25 points now on the board for the day for when it comes to Emmanuel Bird. I mean, guys, he's had a great game. And if there's one guy you got to tip your cap to, it's definitely him. Parinello, though, has had a great showing in this second half. Much better off seeing him. He's been much more accurate with his shots. But Bird makes another couple plays, and that's going to be one of them. And Byers, 4-3. 10-point game once again. 2 minutes left in this game. Time running out on Cedarville. If they're going to hope for a comeback, they need it now. They need the comeback to start now. Davis loses it. Anderson's got it. Brown gets it. Brown for 3, wide open, doesn't go. And it's Jonathan now with it. 1:40 left. Davis for 3, doesn't go. Rebound by Harmison. It will go for 2. And a timeout now called by Rob Jones and the Cedarville Yellow Jackets. It's their second to last timeout. 82-7. 1 minute, 32 seconds left. Truman State leads by 8. Pass over to Byers. Now to Perinello. Byers once again. Perinello now up top. Truman State completely content to letting this game clock run out. So I'm kind of surprised a little more. Cedarville's not playing a little more aggressive defense. 7 seconds, that's what I'm looking for. And they're going to say the ball hit out of bounds off Perinello. And it's going to go back to Cedarville. Right there is more what I'm looking for in this kind of situation. Big chance here to even cut further into this deficit. It's going to be Mikhail Harmison to throw it in. Perinello right in his face. Throw in comes to Jonathan. Gibson gonna need to start shooting quick here. Ruffalo's got it. He's charging towards the basket. Ruffalo can't go. Harmison with the rebound. Harmison passes it out to Ruffalo for 3. It goes! And it's a 5-point game. Time running out though. The shot clock's still alive, but Cedarville needs to get a huge defensive stop here. Perinello driving down the court. Goes for it, airballed it. Rebound by Perinello, blocked, but it's gonna go in anyways. Whistle's blown. And the basket will count. Correction, so with Ruffalo, they called Ruffalo's a 2 in correction, so it's an 8-point game. And now a timeout by Truman State with 40.8. 8-point leads. Cedarville's got it. Jonathan coming in. Jonathan passes back out to Gibson. Gibson in the inside paint to Johnson. Shot go, no it won't, and now there will be a foul, and it's going to go the way of Truman State, and now will be some free throws, 26.6 left to play. And it looks like that Truman State is going to be on their way, and that's Johnson's 5th personal. He's been fouled out of the game, but it's not going to matter much longer, as it looks like the Truman State Bulldogs are going to move on to get their first win and go on to be 1-1 on the season, while the Yellow Jackets of Cedarville are going to fall to 0-2, it looks like. Kind of look ahead here further, and Bird added on to his great night with a free throw. Bird's second free throw will not go. Rebound here by Cedarville. 9-point game. The shot clock is gone. Final 20 seconds left. Ruffalo, 3. Does not go. Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside at the shot. Won't go. Rebounded again. Davis for 3. That one will not go. Final 5 seconds. Ruffalo for 3. Won't go. Time is running out with 1.8 though. They're going to call a travel. But that will do it. So yes, indeed, Truman State will move on, improve to 1-1, while the Cedarville Yellow Jackets will fall to 0-2, pulling away from this Midwest regional crossover without a win. Though for Truman State, looking good, much better off than yesterday. Last 3 won't go, and there's your final. The Truman State Bulldogs with Coach Mike Worley gets his first win.